Hey everybody, my name is Michael Barnes. I'm going to try to persuade you today to eat out at Red Hot and Blue, some Southern soul food that is so good. In order to do this, I'm going to employ three methods of persuasion suggested by Aristotle, those being pathos, ethos, and logos. And hopefully this little mind judo will convince you to come on out and try it sometime out there. Our identity as people is, of course, to move around, but to keep in order to move around, of course, you need to eat. It's in our self-interest to do this if you want to keep moving around, of course, but also more importantly, it provides a satisfaction. As stated earlier, food can kind of be a soul food type experience, and that just means it fills you up and you just feel good about yourself. Some people do this through sweets, whether it be chocolate, but today it's going to be in the interest of Southern barbecue and sweet tea and lemonade steak, and trying to get you to eat some smoked meats out of Red Hot and Blue. Now everybody wants the satisfaction out of the meal, as cited by U.S. National Library of Medicine and the National Institute of Health Safety. A study done by Ron Edgar suggests that rating hungers decrease and fullness increases following meals with high starch, high protein, than high fat and high sucrose. And also, hunger was furthermore suppressed, and people were less likely to eat more carbs or more fat or just more energy, period, after subsequently consuming a meal 2 hours later that was high in starch and protein. Out of Red Hot and Blue, we got you taken care of with that. We have a Tennessee triple with all sorts of proteins, which you get a lot from meat, smoked meats. So this has chicken, sausage, and pork. Taken care of there. Now you get some sides of corn muffins, maybe some twice-baked potato that is blended up, got some cheese in it, smothered in bacon and sausage. Then you got your starch. So you got your high levels of starch and protein, although these need to be in the proper proportions. 65 to 35% ratio. 65% being is what mostly needs to be carbs that you consume. And we'll touch back on this in a second. You may ask, why do I have the authority to speak as such? Well, it comes down to I work out there, Red Hot and Blue. I've been working there for about 10 months now. And when I work, I serve about 100 customers a day. And in these 10 months and serving hundreds of customers a day, there's only been one complaint about the food. Now, since we're speaking of food, I'm going to just attribute that to a bad apple. It happens. Along with being out there every day and, supporting their food, it's not just that I work there and earn a living by them. I was also personally seeing the handmade magic they do out there. They hand batter their onion rings, and they do the same with the catfish, and you can do it in certain ways, whether you want it bayou, which is a little bit spicy, or just regular golden fried. Also, the smoker's on 24/7, and it's for sure the real deal. I mean, you can just tell by the way that smoker just keeps pumping. As stated earlier, fullness can be found by a good protein to carb ratio. Protein being roughly about 35%, and carbs being about 65%. We're able to attain these numbers from a Mayo Clinic article done by them that suggests, and the article is titled, "Do You Follow Dietary Guidelines?" And in this guideline, they state that the carbs need to be anywhere from 45 to 65% of your daily intake. Excuse me. Protein, 10 to 35%, and fats, 5 to 15%. The three meat, where it has your pork, sausage, and chicken, as we talked about, it follows these ratios with the 65 to 35%. In closing, as I've been talking, I presented you with the subtle mind techniques of pathos, ethos, and logos. I appeal to your pathos, your emotions, by mentioning that as a satisfaction of eating and being full that we get just by being human, and is a pleasant experience. We've all been hungry before. Ethos is credibility, but of course, as you can see, I work out there, so I kind of got the inside scoop for you guys, the VIP read. And then logos, the facts of things. You have the Tennessee triple with all the meats and all the proteins and all the carbs and all the starch. And thanks to that mind judo and the master Aristotle, hopefully I've tempted you with fullness and the taste of Red Hot and Blue, And hopefully, if nothing else, the picture of the Tennessee triple got you to come in. Come on down and see me.